Okay, so based on the titles of most of my videos, I know a lot of people think that I just hate everything, but I'll tell you right now, back in the day, I loved Gossip Girl. And here we are in 2021, the millennial remake machine is in full force with the iCarly reboot we got just a few weeks ago, and now, because nothing is sacred, we have the new Gossip Girl. But to be fair, I've always wondered how they could take the premise of the original show, which was how everyone in the entire world was reading the same one Perez Hilton blog, and spin that into what we have today, where everyone has 6 different social media apps, and all the online drama beef tea is just settled by watching 2 people pretend to box each other for millions of dollars. But all the same, after making 2 videos on the original series, here we are somehow with the new Gossip Girl. So let's take a walk. But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Morning Brew. Like most of you, I start my mornings out by aimlessly browsing through the same 4 websites, trying to get caught up on what's happening in the world, but really just getting distracted by all the nonsense, regurgitated memes over and over again, until finally I snap out of it and realize I've been laying in bed for 2 hours. But Morning Brew has set out to fix all that by giving you a daily newsletter 7 days a week that gives you all the important news and information you're looking for without all the fluff and unimportant stuff you get everywhere else. Like you can see here, there's a bunch of renewed interest in new startup companies. Instacart's been doing so well this past year or so, they're looking for a new CEO, as well as all the important news you would need to get caught up without having to wade through the rest of the garbage. I've been subscribed for a few months now, and I personally enjoy all their financial news stuff myself because I find the whole stock market meme stock thing going on right now just really fascinating. Signing up for the Morning Brew newsletter is free, so just click my link down below in the description and get smarter in just 5 minutes every morning by signing up to Morning Brew. Okay, back to the show. First off, we meet this girl, Zoya, who right away just randomly gives all kinds of wonderful exposition to her dad. As one does on the first day of school.
Constance Billard is one of the top 10 private schools in the country with one of the best arts programs. We had to leave. And we couldn't pass up the scholarship.
At Constance, my college choices are so much better.
And?
Yes, she's a student there, but I doubt I'll even get to meet her. You're not even sure she knows I exist.
She's your half-sister. She knows you exist.
Well, then I don't want to meet her because she never accepted my friend request I sent when I was 10.
It's funny how guy friendships work versus girl ones. Guys will be best friends and they'll be like, he used to beat me up every day after school, but now we watch JoJo together. But then girls are like, you didn't accept my friend request 5 years ago, and now I've
come for vengeance.
Anyway, like I said, it's the first day of school.
Back up a little more. Okay, now show me the bag.
Sorry, Miss Keller, I didn't see you there.
It wasn't your fault. She almost destroyed your capucine. Now the light's off.
Kate, I thought we were meeting inside.
Now, oddly enough, this new show decides to focus more so on the teachers of the school. I guess because all of us who watched the old show are now old enough to either be teachers or students, apparently, since this woman somehow looks younger than all these teenage kids.
It took me an hour to pick out an outfit I thought they wouldn't make fun of, and it took them 1 second to prove me wrong.
If Julian wore that, Urban would be mass-producing knockoffs by 3rd period.
They just pick on us because they can.
No, they can't be controlled because we've ceased to matter. Who needs an education when you're famous for putting on your makeup?
Well, okay, now to be fair, they're not just famous for putting on makeup, all right? You also have to be the most insufferably annoying person of all time.
This school produced great people. Caroline Kennedy, Colson Whitehead, Nate Archibald.
Not like Nate Archibald was such a saint when we started.
You went here, Rebecca?
Class of '09.
But you said Nate?
When I was a student, we lived under constant threat.
How?
It was this thing that started freshman year, called itself Gossip Girl. People thought it was me, but it was actually one of my classmates, Dan Humphrey.
Wait, hold on a second here. Who is this? Rebecca? Rebecca Sherman? That random girl they mentioned once in season 2? They couldn't bring back anybody else? Not even Hilary Duff? Remember when she was in Gossip Girl for a little while? That was weird. Anyway, so the teachers sit down and start reading through Dan's old Gossip Girl blog.
This Chuck and Blair thing is out of control. Definitely pre-cancel culture.
Did you get to the part where she was Princess of Monaco for 6 months?
Or when a high school senior got a story published in the New Yorker.
As a writer, I'm a little jealous. These posts are like a lost Edith Wharton novel.
Now, while this is happening, another teacher runs in crying because she got fired for not changing a student's grade, even after their parents no doubt very politely asked her to. And this is about when these teachers have finally had enough.
If you want to show you're in charge, you need an audience.
Who's our last hope, Kate? We could be next.
You don't have to be.
What's this?
Power.
So what ends up happening is the teachers decide to bring back Gossip Girl as a social media watchdog, big sister drama channel type thing to try and scare the students into somehow being less horrible, which is hilarious to me because have these people not been on the internet for the last 5 years? Influencers, that word, content creator, That's worse. Okay, let me try again. Internet individuals get famous all the time for being like the worst people imaginable. I mean, this is like the dumbest plan I've ever heard. Now, speaking of horrible people, that morning we get to finally meet all the rest of the main characters of the show. We have Audrey, the rich girl who's trying so hard to be Blair Waldorf. I mean, look at this face. Come on, it's not even subtle. Then there's Max, aka Chuck Light, but somehow more annoying. Julian, the rich ringleader of the school. Aki, who is rich. Obi, who's dating Julian and happens to be rich, but like nice sometimes. Monet, a wannabe photographer who comes from a wealthy family. And Luna, the rich girl. So like, slight spoilers here, but all these characters are just so boring. I mean, the original Gossip Girl had like Dan and Serena as these sarcastic kids who were just kind of like so over the whole rich kid thing, and they were really fun to watch individually and together. This show, however, is just like a dozen Nate Archibalds. I get that they're trying to be more like realistic and relatable for today's audience, which is great, but like if you're trying to represent Gen Z, then like where's the furry kid? How come no one has a Naruto headband on? I mean, come on, I can only suspend my disbelief so far. But to be fair, if you love amazingly awkward exposition, okay, oh man, I'll tell you, this is the show for you.
Stop focus. I need to see your face against the sun.
The gram can wait, ladies. She's looking for her sister.
She's not my sister. She's just half.
You have a sister?
She enrolled and moved here like some stalker. And if it wasn't for Headmistress Burton, who gave JC a heads up, we wouldn't have even known.
Their dads hate each other. Oh, I remember. She's from when your mom ran off on you and your dad?
Perfectly normal human conversation. But later that day, when Julian and Zoya finally meet, turns out they do actually know each other, and this has all been a total ruse the whole time.
Well, I'm so happy to finally meet you. You're not just in my chat history anymore, you're actually here.
You know, Davis?
No idea. Nick?
Knows you go here, but thinks you have no idea who I am. So we're good for now. Julian Elizabeth.
Zoya Jane.
Now, flashing sideways over to the teachers, who are still obsessively trying to find ways to ruin their students' social and personal lives.
Twitter is a glorified chat room for meme sharing, conspiracy theorists, and Lin-Manuel Miranda. If we really want to get attention, it's Instagram only.
What? Instagram? Nice, you want to get through to Gen Z, you gotta make TikToks about K-pop, anime that's very overrated, and memes that are like, give me that bro. Also, I haven't heard any of these teachers mention their Hogwarts house once yet, so yeah, okay, fake millennials, I'll tell you what.
Gossip Girl would have been nothing without Blair versus Serena. Their rivalry launched her. We need our own. We need to center someone people are actually drawn to. Like Julian. Not only is she famous, people actually like her.
Julian has no rival.
Gossip Girl's perception was reality. You ready to, save the future?
What? What is even? You ready to save the future? Okay, Gossip Girl, yeah, sure. So skipping ahead a little bit, Julian invites Zoya to go to this like hoity-toity rich kid hangout place. And this is when the new Gossip Girl decides to make her first attack by exposing the truth between Zoya and Julian.
Never met before? That's the ruse. Zoya's entrance to Constance was signed, sealed, and deceitful.
Wait, you two already know each other? On purpose?
Why would you lie? We don't lie to each other. I wanted to make sure that I
liked me.
That's not.
Oh, so you were afraid that Z would be Z's.
Boy, you know, how cool would it be if this dude just, like, never talked again? So Julian's boyfriend's all like, harumph for some reason, and storms out with Zoya. But wouldn't you know, it's raining, so they both head over to his place to wait for the rain to stop. But while they're doing this, the teachers, with their apparently infinite free time, stalk them and take pictures for the new Gossip Girl account. And of course, by the next morning, everyone already knows everything.
Julian, I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault.
I feel terrible anyway.
I've come up with a plan to get us past this. I did a little research on Gossip Girl. There were these two best friends she was obsessed with forever ago. It's kind of a badge of honor that she chose us. All we have to do is take a page from the Blair and Serena playbook and beat Gossip Girl at her own game.
So the big plan is to have Julian take Zoya's name off the list for like a fashion show after party. Oh no, anything but that. But you know, these kids are always going to these fashion party things where everyone just kind of sits around like, hey, y'all still rich? Yeah, me too. So relatable.
Have you been reading the comments on this post? People are expecting you to go full Cersei tonight, but your plan is Saoirse. What part of Destroy did you not understand?
She's my sister. I'm not.
You think just because you're related to her, she doesn't have it out for you?
It's not like.
You're losing followers, okay? She's getting them.
Losing followers? Oh, well, I do declare, Jebediah, that is positively dreadful. Now, during this fashion show, these girls here go off on their own to steal Zoya's phone, use it to airdrop a picture of this guy's junk to everyone there, as if anyone in this crowd would be offended by that whatsoever. But since the picture came from Zoya's phone, she gets kicked out, all according to their secret plan. For what purpose, I don't know, and what this accomplishes is anyone's guess.
Julian!
Oh, good, you're here. I had no idea Monet and Luna were gonna do that.
Why didn't you stop it when it happened? You stood there.
Okay, dude, she was like on the runway in the middle of a fashion show, having no clue what was even happening the entire time, okay? What's she supposed to do?
God, you're really blowing this out of proportion.
I'm hurt. You only care about how other people see you.
You have no idea how hard it was for me to become who I am today. Dead mom, drunk or disappearing dad, and now I'm not just known, I'm influential. But you're here now, so this can go one of two ways. You can learn me, or you can leave.
But all the same, for whatever reason, Julian's boyfriend has had enough of her shenanigans and breaks up with her to start hanging out with Zoya instead, who of course doesn't want to be friends with Julian anymore and just wants to go to school and do her own thing. And somehow, the least mature of all, the teachers embark on their quest to ruin these kids' lives because they were born rich and that sucks.
Which one of these should we post next?
Whichever we want. The future is ours again.
What does that even mean? So like, I knew the show wasn't gonna be exactly like the original and I didn't want it to be, but like, I'm not even sure what the show even wants to be itself. Like, is it for fans of the original? Is it for a new generation of teenagers? Is it just for angry man babies like myself? Like, I don't really know what to make of it yet, but so far it's just like, huh? Hey, guess what? I have a new Spanish channel that just started up recently. What we're doing is we're completely localizing my videos into Spanish with professional voice actors and all that, so check it out, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, back to the show. You know, I guess I'm not really surprised. Between iCarly and a couple other shows that have come out recently with like reboots and remakes and that type of thing, like, I mean, I'm not surprised that Gossip Girl is not that great. I really enjoyed Gossip Girl back in the day, like the original one, like I mentioned in the video, and I've gone back, I made videos probably like two and a half years ago about Gossip Girl, and like watching how Gossip Girl started is like, it's just like so much better. Like it's interesting from the get-go. The characters, like they grab you, they're interesting, they're funny, they're sarcastic, they're like, you want to root for Dan and Serena like right from the beginning. A lot of these shows that they're bringing back, or even just like new shows, it's like, I don't know, they just like, they don't really make you care for any of the characters. It's like they just kind of throw a bunch of random characters that fit a bunch of archetypes at you, and then they're like, here you go. You know, the previews make it seem like it's this really dark, intense, like almost like a Pretty Little Liars kind of show. You know, once you actually watch it, and it's like, oh, like the main characters of the show are actually the teachers, kind of. And I do think it's interesting that, you know, with Gossip Girl and also with Bridgerton that came out, you know, earlier this year, the whole thing about like who is Gossip Girl and who is Lady Whistledown, who's doing it, like that was part of the fun, right? Like no matter what was going on with the love triangles and love dodecahedrons or whatever, you know, there was the overarching question of like who is doing this, or same with like Pretty Little Liars, right? Pretty Little Liars is a terrible show, but you always wonder like who is like who's sending the messages, right? And so for a show to come out and have the whole like Gossip Girl gossip blog / social media account, Instagram account that would no doubt get buried by the algorithm anyway, so like, come on, don't fool me here. To have a show like that where they tell you right away who's doing it, I don't know, it just seems like a weird choice to me. Like, I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. I thought that was half the fun of the original show, as well as other shows like I mentioned, like to guess who it is doing it. You know, the show is about these like millennial teachers who are mad at these like Zoomer kids for being Zoomers. and we already know who Gossip Girl is. I mean, right from the beginning, they tell you like everything, like there was like zero mystery in the show. The teachers are doing it, and you know why they're doing it, and you know why the kids are the way they are, and you know everyone's everything. And like, there's nothing that like draws me in. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Send me an email at alexmeyerscontact@gmail.com. Let me know what TV shows or movies you want me to do next. I have a game on the App Store. It's like a match 3 type thing. Check that out. I have a Spanish channel. If you're interested in that, please go support that. I have a podcast I do with my girlfriends called Doing the Devil's Tango. It's like a dating advice, dating story / general chit chat type podcast. So, you know, give that a listen if you want. And above all else, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.